Hello, this is McD the Beast, and this is McD Sports 4 coming to you today with my Houston football predictions for the 2019 college football season. Before I continue, don't forget to hit that thumbs up button and please subscribe to the channel. It will be greatly appreciated if you do that. I have a subscriber goal of hitting 200 subscribers by August 24th. So let's go ahead and hit that subscribe button. If you're not, it will be greatly appreciated and you won't regret it. So I'm going to go through the pros and cons for the Houston Cougars, then your best case and worst case scenario, then your three toughest and three easiest games. Then I'm going to go through the schedule game by game, tell you which games Houston's going to win or lose, give you a score of those games as well, and give you a final record prediction and conference record prediction. One other quick note before I start. Don't hold me to the games that Houston's going to win or lose. Just hold me to the record prediction at the end. And don't hold me to the scores as well. Just hold me to the record prediction at the end. Just to clear up any misinterpretations on that. So let's start off with the pros for Houston. I have three pros and two cons. Your first pro is the offense. The offense for Houston averaged 40 plus last year per game. I expect that to continue. I think Houston's going to have a very good offense this year all around. You look at the line, it's going to be pretty good. The quarterback, I think, will be decent. I think the wideouts will be decent. I think all around, if you look at every position on the Houston offense, I think it will at least be decent. Your second pro, Dana Holgorsen, your new head coach. Dana Holgorsen, he came from a Power 5 school to a Group of 5 school in a very interesting move. He was with West Virginia. You saw what he did with Will Grier last year. Even though I think under Dana Holgorsen, that offense was a bit inconsistent at times in Morgantown, I do think that he's going to have very good success here at Houston. He's coached here before. He's very familiar with the area. I think this is a big-time pro for Houston. And then the third pro, the talent. It's a lot of local talent. One of the recruiting styles that Todd Herman used before he went to Texas was he encouraged players to go to Houston so they could stay home because they're from the Houston area. So it's a lot of local kids at this school, and it's a lot of local It's a lot of local people on the team. So overall, I do think the talent is good for Houston. Two cons. Your first con is the defense. The defense is terrible for Houston. That has to improve. If Houston wants to possibly make a New Year's Six bowl, that defense has to improve. It was one of the worst defenses last year, in my opinion. With a team with at least let me reword that. It was one of the worst defenses last year for a team that was in a bowl game. So definitely, if you're Houston, you got to fix that defense. And I think that might be a big time Achilles heel for Houston. Your second con is that you're in the Group of 5. Personally, I think if you throw Houston in the ACC or the Pac-12, or maybe even the Big 12, I think they can make a bowl game in those three conferences. But overall, in the Big 10, probably they could probably make one in the Big 10 as well, but they won't make a bowl game in the SEC. But overall, Group of 5, all you can do is make a New Year's Six bowl until the College Football Playoff Committee puts a team into the college football playoffs that's in the Group of 5. There's news that they're probably going to change the format to 8. So once it changes to 8, then you'll have a better outlook on if you're a Group of 5 team to get into the college football playoffs. But overall, Group of 5. That's not, since Houston's in the Group of 5. All they're going to get to is a New Year's Six bowl. But anyways, let's go through the best case and worst case scenario. Looking at the schedule right here, you have down your best case scenario 11-1. Your worst case scenario is 7-5. The reason why your best case scenario is 11-1 is because you go on the road against Oklahoma and you go on the road against Central Florida. Those are two teams right there. I think you lose one out of those two games. I'm just going to be upfront with that. I think you at least lose one of those two games. And the Washington State game, that could be tough as well. Even if you beat both Oklahoma and Central Florida, you have Washington State, you have North Texas. And yes, North Texas, I am going to throw them on the list. Cincinnati, Memphis. This is kind of a tough schedule for Houston. So that's why best case scenario 11-1. Worst case scenario 7-5. Oklahoma, Washington State, North Texas, Cincinnati, Central Florida, and Memphis. And I'll throw Tulane in that as well. All those teams have the potential to beat Houston this year, in my opinion. And they could lose 5 of those games. So that's why worst case scenario 7-5. Your 3 toughest games are Oklahoma, Washington State, and UCF. Oklahoma, they were in the college football playoffs last year. Last time you guys did beat them though, when you faced them at I forget what the stadium's called in Houston, Texas, where the Houston Texans play. But overall, you're capable of beating them, but it's going to be a very tough game. It's on the road. It's a Sunday night game on ABC, but overall, it's going to be a really tough game. So that's your toughest game right there. Washington State, they have a very good offense. The defense is losing some talent. So maybe you have a shot against them. It's technically a neutral site game where the Texans play at Wheel Alliance Stadium. That's what it's called, Wheel Alliance Stadium. But it's a Power 5 school. I already did all these teams I'm bringing up right now. And speaking about the other team, UCF, you're on the road against them, and they were in the New Year's Six Bowl for the past 2 years. So definitely 3 tough games right there. I already did the predictions for all 3 of those teams. So go ahead and check out those videos on the McD Sports 4 YouTube channel. I made a playlist of all the college football prediction videos. So yeah. Anyways, your 3 easiest games: Perry View, A&M, UConn, and Tulsa. Perry View, A&M is a FCS opponent. I'm not too concerned about that. That should be a give me for Houston. UConn should be a give me as well. Yes, you get them on the road, but UConn, I mean, they're going to be possibly an FCS school in a few years. I mean, matter of fact, they're already moving everything except football to the FCS level, even though in college basketball it doesn't really matter which conference you're in as long as you're in like one of the 8 or 9 conferences. So overall, UConn definitely a very easy opponent, probably the worst team in the American. And then Tulsa is a team that they weren't good last year. I don't expect much from them this year either. And to me, they're probably your worst team in the American West. So those are your 3 easiest games there. So let's go through the schedule game by game. I'll tell you which games Houston's going to win or lose. Give you a score prediction, give you a final record prediction, and conference record prediction, and we'll get on out of here. First game is at Oklahoma. This game, as I said, is a Sunday night game. You moved it. It's going to be on ABC, I think, at 7:30 Eastern Standard Time. Oklahoma is favored in this game, as they should be. You look at Oklahoma, uh, they are going to go ahead and going to be paying up a lot of points this year. Jalen Hurts is the quarterback. Lincoln Riley, an amazing head coach. The defense is pretty bad, though, for Oklahoma. So that will probably keep Houston in this game since they're going to have a good offense as well. But I got to go with Oklahoma in this one. Oklahoma is just a better team than Houston overall, in my opinion, talent-wise, better on offense. Defense, Houston might have the edge, but I'm going to go with Oklahoma. I have a 49-35. If you watch my Oklahoma video, you always saw this game get picked. But I have Oklahoma winning by 2 touchdowns, 49-35. Next game is Perry View A&M. I have Houston winning this game, the first win of the year, 66-21. FCS opponent, not really much of a debate there. Next game is a Friday night game, and it's at Wheel Alliance Stadium in Houston, Texas. This is where the Houston Texans play. It's against Washington State, so technically it's a neutral site game. Washington State, if you saw my football predictions for them, you already know who I have in this game. I think this game could turn into a shootout. But I'm going to go ahead and go with the group of 5 here. I'm going to go with Houston. I have them winning 41-37. It's really a home game for Houston. I think the crowd will show out. And overall, I do think Houston, I think these teams are pretty much even. I'm just going to go with Houston. Since the game is technically, even though it's a neutral site game, it's a home game really. But 41-37, Houston. Next game is a Thursday night game on the road against Tulane. Tulane is going to be one of the better teams in the American this year. They'll keep on growing. They went 7-6 last year. The game is in Tulane, but I did go with Houston on this one. Houston is just a better team than Tulane. I mean, Tulane will be in this one for probably 3.5 quarters, but at the end, I gotta go with Houston. 45-31 Houston is the score I have. Next game is at North Texas. North Texas, a team that beat a SEC opponent Arkansas last year pretty badly. North Texas is definitely one of the best teams in the Conference USA. The game is in North Texas in Denton, Texas. Overall, I do think Houston is the better team. I do think North Texas will be in this game for about 3.5 quarters as well, just like the Tulane game. But I have Houston winning this game 48-30. I just feel like Houston is the better team overall. Then Houston gets their first bye week. Houston gets the first bye week. Every team gets 2 bye weeks because of how the calendar aligns with the schedule. Coming off the bye week, you get Cincinnati. Cincinnati is a team that I think will be one of the best teams in the American. They're bringing back a lot from last year. And the game is in Houston. I went back and forth with this one. Cincinnati actually has a pretty good defense, so I do think they could slow down the Houston offense somewhat, but I don't think it'll be enough. I think this game will turn out to be a bit of a shootout and have Houston squeaking by 40-38 as Houston wins their 5th game in a row. Next game is at UConn. I expect Houston to go in there and run UConn off their own field. I have it 70-16. UConn, as I said, one of the worst teams in college football and definitely the worst team in the American. Next game is a Thursday night game at home against SMU. This is a bit of a trap game right here since Houston might be looking ahead against Central Florida. And I do think SMU, I think they're a middle of the road team in the American. I think they might be in this game for maybe about a half, maybe even 3 quarters. But I expect Houston to win this game. I have it 52-38 Houston. Houston's just the better team. Even if Houston's looking ahead to Central Florida, they'll wake up and by the time they wake up, it'll be fine, and Houston will win this game. Next game at Central Florida. This game might be a preview of the American Championship. Central Florida, a very good team. We just did a prediction video 2 or 3 days ago. They are a team that made the New Year's Six Bowl, representing the Group of 5 2 years in a row. No Mackenzie Milton for them, though, which is, I think, going to hurt them a little bit, Central Florida. I went back and forth with this game. I went with the home team in Central Florida, 59-55. This is going to be a shootout. I'm actually going to watch this game. But overall, I do have Central Florida beating Houston 59-55. Then Houston gets to a second bye week, and then coming off the bye, you get Memphis. This is the homecoming game for Houston. Memphis, a very good offense, but a suspect defense. This is going to be a shootout like it normally is. Memphis won it last year. I'm going to go with the home team of Houston this year. I think it'll be a shootout. I have it 51-44 Houston. I just think Houston overall is maybe just a bit better than Memphis this year, and I think that will be the difference. At Tulsa, Tulsa is a team, as I said, probably one of the worst teams in the American this year. I do think that Houston, the game is in Tulsa, which might keep Tulsa in the game for maybe a quarter and a half, maybe even a whole half. But I have Houston winning this game 56-26. Houston's just a much better team than Tulsa. The Tulsa defense might be better than Houston's defense, but that offense is just going to overpower Tulsa. So 56-26 Houston. Then your last game is against Navy, a Navy team that's looking to bounce back. I do kind of I am a little bit of a homer on Navy since they are in Maryland. But Navy, they had a terrible year last year. I think they're gonna bounce back and at least make a bowl game. Personally, you look at Houston. They are the better team than Navy. Navy overall. They're going to just have a better year, in my opinion. The game is in Houston, though. I got to go with Houston, 48-33. Houston's just the better team than Navy right now. So that's my game by game right there. If you counted up the wins and losses, I have the Houston Cougars going 10-2 with a 7-1 conference record. 10-2 with a 7-1 conference record. If you watch my other 2 prediction videos on Group of 5 teams in UCF and Boise State. Both of those teams are having a better record than Houston. So Houston will probably not be making a New Year's Six bowl in my predictions, but they'll be making one of the best bowl games for a Group of Five team. So overall, 10-2 with a 7-1 conference record. This schedule is just pretty tough for Houston. I mean, Oklahoma, Washington State, and North Texas in the non-conference is pretty tough. You also get Central Florida on the road. You have to go up against Memphis as well, and you get Cincinnati out of the American East as well. So this is just a tough schedule overall. But 10-2 with a 7-1 conference record, that is I think a 2-win upgrade. I think that's a 2-game upgrade than last year, and it'll be a pretty good year under Dana Holgorsen for his first year as head coach of the Houston Cougars. So comment down below. Tell me what you think about my predictions here. I always like hearing from you all. Thanks for watching the video. Don't forget to hit that thumbs up button and please subscribe to the channel. It would be greatly appreciated if you do that. Thanks for watching, and this is McD the Beast signing off.